Davidenko. You know, they thought it was going to be even later start. They brought the mixed doubles out pretty quickly. I think a lot of people surprised that this has started here at 8:30.
Well, Blake has a lot of support. In fact, I went over to Shea Stadium earlier today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Federer is challenging this call.
On the service line.
How about that?
Yeah.
Third point of the game, Federer.
He's not wasting much time. He's pretty sure that was long. And he is right.
He is right. So good challenge.
Just hold on a second. The line's still the same here in America. That's where it helps it now, isn't it? Tell you where they should use it is Davis Cup. This has been some notoriously bad calls over the years when representing your country.
Absolutely. I mentioned earlier there's a big baseball series here right across the parking lot. Mets and the Dodgers both in their leads in their divisions, and I had about 6 players. Well, make sure you tell James Blake good luck tonight. I mean, that's the kind of support that James has garnered.
He also went over and did some batting practice. That's his first game here. He's fired up. 132 there, that ace.
Well, if you've got high definition, you're in luck, because you're going to get to watch this great match in the best possible manner. High definition. You can see it on Universal HD. And it's presented by DirecTV. There's good TV, there's better TV, and then there's DirecTV.
Jay Block is up higher today, but still out in force and looking energized. Blake. Good idea to start from the first game if you're playing Federer. I saw Betty Blake just a few minutes ago. James's mom saying he needs some luck. And I said, listen, Betty, luck is not a bad thing. It's a good thing to have. It wins you a lot of matches. That's a shot right there that Blake has improved markedly, and it will help him if he's going to pull off the big upset. He's lost all 4 of his previous matches with Federer. He absolutely crushed that second serve. Did the same thing here with the backhand. Forehand is the bigger weapon, but his backhand has improved considerably. It's a good start. He's hitting the ball clean already.
It was the biggest achievement, according to his coach Brian Barker, the absence, the forced absence that James had 2 years ago, injury and the illness and finally passing of his father. So all we could do was work on his weaknesses. We worked on his return, his backhand, and his defense. There's Brian Barker on the right, who's been James Blake's coach, the only coach he's ever had.
Only brother he's ever had.
Right.
Thomas tried to play. Now just supporting James. Federer's going to take a look. I doubt he'll challenge this.
How's that? I'll tell you, that's like Roger Moore. That's 007. Just walked very casually to the net. Didn't make anything. Just looked up, and after about 10 seconds, I'm challenging.
And it is. Whoa. Boy, there's some close calls out there.
Yeah. You have to magnify that about 32x to see that little space.
There was a couple of those in that Davidenko match with Tommy Haas.
So Federer lost a challenge, but he won the game anyway, 1-all.
Mr. Federer has 1 challenge remaining.
4 straight Wimbledons. He's trying for his 3rd straight Open.
Well, he's also secured the #1 ranking for the year because of Nadal's loss. So
John, has to be for the decade, don't you think? He's number one for the rest of the decade.
Yeah, but that's
just about clinching.
If he stays healthy.
He's so far ahead of the field. He and Nadal, in fact, the two of them have pulled so far ahead of everybody.
For the other players, as far as I know, Ted, the calendar's still 12 months, so still some tennis to be played, even in this tournament. And Federer has not had this is not the best of Roger Federer so far. Blake looks sharp early. Certainly played the best match in the tournament against Beardich the previous round. That's not where you want to stand on a return Federer serve. Sort of hanging inside the baseline, not a good place to be. Unless, of course, you want to lose the point. He sort of floats forward, it just stands there, and it's just too good a return. It's taken him a while, a couple matches in this event, to find the range on that forehand. Sprayed the ball a bit. Looks to be what's happening at the moment. Blake needs to take advantage, try to get ahead here early.
That's a great shot.
Nothing more needs to be said, because the approach shot was right where he wanted it. He had some slice on it, keep it low. He's like that ballet dancer.
Unbelievable. Backing up when he hit that shot.
On his toes, but he just, balance is so good. He's really got to guard against not going for too much too soon in a rally, which is what the knock was against him a couple years ago. That's not Federer's best shot. You know, they have to hit that ball up the line with authority when it's above the shoulder. That's tough. That's where Blake wants him to hit balls.
And that's how Nadal's hurt him, right?
Yeah, it's hard. It's harder to do this on this surface.
Right.
The ball doesn't kick up as hard. This is a return that Federer has used so well. He just blocks the ball back, but it's got pace on it, zip on it. He's done that to Roddick. Did that a couple times at Wimbledon. Beat him in the finals. Federer reminds me a lot of Sampras in the sense that he makes his opponents uneasy, and you press. You go for too much because you're just afraid of what he's going to do. And you've got to force yourself to sort of minimize those unforced errors as much as possible. That's a good changeup by Blake. First time he's tried to serve and volley. got to keep Federer off balance. This is very tough to do.
That looked like a decent backhand for Blake.
It was a decent. That was better than decent. It was good. But this guy, that might be the best shot in our sport. Federer's forehand.
You made that look like it was nothing.
Which, believe me, it wasn't. The golf equivalent of Tiger Woods versus Sergio Garcia. Garcia's yet to win a major like Blake. Never really made that run, falling at the end. Blake hasn't won. He's 0-9 in 5 setters, and Federer just racking him up.
That was the 14th point of the game, and Federer finally reached break point.
But I believe Garcia's only 25 or 6. Right?
That's exactly right.
And he may, he still has the chance to win the major. So does this guy. See a first serve coming in, but second, that's where it gets dicey for James. Not as comfortable in net as he is from the baseline. That was close. Probably worth the challenge.
And Blake's not even waiting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Blake is challenging the out call on the left far sideline.
System ready. Push. Launch.
Well, the place is silent.
And that is just in.
Look at that. And one of the things, John, I have to say about it, now there's no way you can fault the human eye for that. Human eye could never see that.
This lets the umpire off the hook. This is great for them.
99% of that ball is out.
This isn't like other sports where there's still judgments calls. It's in or it's out.
That's right. The middle. His third ace. A marathon game, and Blake holds. James Blake walked the same path last year, facing Andre Agassi. It was James was the feel-good story of New York last year. He needed a wild card to even get into the Open. In his comeback year, ended up going to the quarters. He beat Nadal en route and had a 2-set lead on Andre Agassi before they ended up playing the 5-set classic.
Even though you watch Roger, it seemed to be off balance, and he did hit off the back foot. The balance was there. It's incredible how well he gets himself in position. Roger Federer has just turned 25 years of age, and he's got some resume at 6'1". This will be the 3rd year in a row. We're in the year #1. still pouring in here. They're letting him in. Russians are making some money, apparently.
2 balls. Federer has an easy hold, and that's a trend that he would love to continue.
Yeah, see that? He hasn't lost a set yet.
He doesn't lose many.
No, that's also true.
I mean, not just matches, he didn't lose many sets.
Players playing.
Exactly.
That was an awesome shot. I mean, Blake hit 3 or 4 great shots. I mean, it's not as if he wasn't hanging tough. You know, he's scrambling here. He's slicing it. Okay, maybe it wasn't quite as deep as he would have liked, but come on. It's just out of this world.
We've been blessed, John, to watch all 4 of Federer's Wimbledons from one of the greatest seats you could have in sport. And I think, you know, how many times a match, and you, a great player, and me, someone fortunate enough to be there, shake your head in amazement and almost laugh at a shot the guy hits. Like, how could a person hit that? 8-10 times a match.
His mind spits that out. It's just, it just comes out. So, this time I'll do that because I see he's a little off the court. He had other options. Fortunately for Blake, he's playing well. He's hanging with Federer right here in his first set. That's the exact type of shot he can ill afford to miss, however. He had this point set up. Federer just getting herself back in the point, trying to get some depth, but it was too short. Blake did not make him pay. Yes, it will. Oh, excuse me.
Blake with a great get on serve. Do you think Federer thought this was a winner, John?
I do think he thought it was. But even the great Roger Federer makes some bad decisions every now and then. Kind of wide open court if he just poked it down the line, but gave Blake that extra chance. And he's one of the fastest guys you'll ever see out in the tennis court. That's the key to me. Federer so far, both players, percentage not very high. He's got to take advantage of Federer's second serve. Blake at 26 now, also 6'1". Currently 7. It's been as high as 5. He stumbled the last month or so after winning Indy and beating Andy Roddick in a great match, 7-6 in the third. But he's gotten back to where he was last year. He played that tremendous match against Andre, 7-6 in the fifth. And he hasn't played his best tennis until yesterday against Beardich. Another ace.
But here's the question, John, and you can see it early. Now, Federer has not only has he not lost a set, he's only been broken twice first 4 matches. How's Blake going to threaten his serve?
Well, Federer is not a guy who's going to serve and volley. He's been around Roger now. This is the 5th time they played, so he's had some sort of idea of where the ball's going to come. His return of serve has improved vastly. This, to me, is the best surface, best chance for him by far to beat Roger. I hope he has a bit of an off day, quite honestly.
Blake, like you always have to do to beat a great player. He had hit 2 or 3 winners, but he finally got one by it.
That shot right there was a great stab from Federer. I'll tell you, one thing is, you can see Federer covers the court very well, but Blake is just unbelievable how fast he is. He does have an edge in that department. He used it to his advantage in that point.
We should also say that back in the spring, when these two played in the finals of a major event in Indian Wells, California, Blake broke Federer twice in the first set. He was up 4-1, 2 breaks.
And still lost the set. That's the bad news. And then they got steamrolled, best of 5. 6-0 in the third. Knows exactly what he needs to do. That's effective aggression, I think is the right phrase. Get in close, the ball kicks up, he can take it up high, but early enough where it's not above his shoulder. He can really put it, really pound it. Blake may challenge that. A 3-2 deuce. I think it's worth a challenge. He's got both. Yeah, he's going to challenge him. Very
close.
Ladies
and gentlemen, Mr. Blake is challenging the in-call on the right service.
System ready. Watch.
Everything gets so quiet. I love this.
It's out.
A healthy margin.
So this gives Blake here. This is 3-2 deuce, second serve. Has to take advantage of situations like this.
Federer just winds up there, John, like he has a couple of extra gears.
To me, he should either pull that backhand down, to Rogers' backhand, and try to really go for that inside out, like a doubles return, not right back to Rogers' forehand. That won't work. Of course, easier said than done. America's must be a little chilly. She's got the leopard look.
That is generally not a U.S. Open.
You don't see
attire.
that.
Yeah.
Trump's ex-wife, maybe. Roger does something unusual. All guys switch when it's new balls. He usually does the game before.
That's what he's doing here. Exactly right. Why would that be?
He doesn't really have a reason, because I asked him, well, just why not? Okay. What are you saying?
Jay Block, James Blake's friends, many of them from his high school and college years. Grew up in Connecticut. Donald is here with another new suit.
Going to have to go for a run in the morning.
We have another new season of The Apprentice looming on NBC.
I think our director, Annie Rosenberg, is going to be working on The Apprentice for the next season.
It's Donald's been in the news. He's let a few people go here lately, hasn't he?
In the family. Federer, he's, I don't want to say shaky. That will not be the right word, but he's feeling some tension. He's not in the flow yet.
Forehand, Blake for the hole.
Michael Barkan back at Arthur Ashe Stadium with two-time U.S. Open champion Monica Seles watching here with American Express. Hi, Monica. Just your thoughts so far on this match, how exciting it's been.
Oh, there's such electricity in the crowd tonight. I mean, all of us that love tennis, this is like a dream matchup.
What do you think about the women's side of this draw? Who's going to win it?
Well, I mean, just all the semifinalists are amazing. I'm very happy to see Emily for playing in the semis. Maria, I got to watch her last night. Then Jelena Jankovic, who's from the same country I am from, former Yugoslavia. And obviously Justine, who has just played unbelievable yesterday against Lindsay.
If you had to pick one of those four, who would you pick?
I don't know. I mean, it's wide open, I really believe. I mean, it would be great to see another... I don't know. Who made the best player win?
We're going to see. Monica, great to see you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Michael.
Ted?
All right, Michael, I wish we could have seen Monica one more time out there.
You know, she tried hard
Yes.
for a couple of years to get back and give it a go. Just couldn't get the body right. Too much pride to go out there. Oh, he missed it. Did you notice, by the way, that Blake hit that return two-handed? It's a new style. We got to go back to that return. I mean, he's scrambling, and Federer misses an easy forehand. But the story was that two-handed return from Blake.
What would be the reason?
Maybe it was coming too fast.
Okay.
It worked.
Game Federer.
4-all now.
4-all.
Maybe didn't have time to change the grip, so he decided to give it a go there. He was down 40-love. You know, he struggled to finish off these guys. Monaco, Gabashvili, Moya. He dropped that set, but Bearditz is where he put it all together. Showed why he's capable of pulling off an upset. This is where he's got to be careful. The great ones, they'll step it up here late in the set. Federer's going to try to show Blake a little something. You know, I've been here. I've got a lot more experience in bigger matches than you do. Let's see what you got now. It's a double fault. So 2 loose points, love 30.
His first double.
You know, you play one bad game. It's like Sampras. One bad game and you lose, the set's gone. Reach there. I mean, a guy, this is the first set. You're not tired, okay? You may be a little nervous, feeling the pressure. Got to keep your feet moving, get in position. Rarely do you see Federer hit balls like this. He almost hit the ground before he hit it. He's way too fast for that. He's paid a price. It's love 40. Very loose game so far.
No first serves for Blake. Federer just takes your spirit away with that. Roger Federer serving now for the first set.
That's the return I like. You know, that inside-out backhand, like a doubles return. It's spinning away from Roger. Gets him in the point with at least a chance. Roger makes an error there.
We're back to that break point, John. It's almost like Federer's every so often, even though most people recognize him as the greatest, he says, "Yeah, by the way, you know how good I am? Have I shown you this shot? Have you seen this one I've can add?"
You know, the funny thing is that guys did that in the old days. It would be like, you know, there'd be people berating him in the locker room. You don't do that. You don't drop shot off return. That's not done. You can do anything now. Double there. First double. Federer uses that often, that shot, where he angles off that backhand. Sure, dares people to come in. It opens up the court for him. Blake's going to have to be prepared for that shot. But in with the chance here. You want to beat Roger Federer. You can't miss shots like that. kicked up to Blake. He knew it was coming. You know, if you're going to go over the high part of the net, you got to play it a little safer than that. That's risky too. You go into Federer's forehand. The safer play is to go just pull it cross court there, go to his weaker side.
Federer is challenging the outcall.
Federer is challenging this serve.
System ready. Launch.
Well, look long. Here he is.
Goes out.
No challenge is left for Roger.
Second service.
I better win this set right here now. Can you believe it? He's tightened up a little bit. This is his bread and butter. Look at this. He misses this. How in the world did I do that? He had 2 match points against Nadal at Rome. Missed 2 forehands late in the 5th set.
Blake reached back.
Who would have thought that?
Where'd that forehand come from? Blake lashing work.
Well, he's often talked about this being his big weapon, and you can see why. He just rears back. That's got some serious pop. And the crowd is energized now.
So really the 3rd time that Federer has even been broken in this U.S. Open.
He's got to continue to keep this crowd in the match. A packed house here at Arthur Ashe Stadium.
15 long.
Seal and Heidi Klum, couple together here to enjoy tennis.
It's a great shot. You better work the weights if you're going to hit a ball this well. I mean, Blake trying to get it over his head. Look how strong he is. This one arm just muscles it. That's a tough shot. Roger made it look easy. How often do you see Federer going side to side?
That's right, John.
Very seldom. He's completely stretched out like he was on that ball. Almost looks like he's taking a deep breath, too. Credit Blake. He played one bad game. Lost his serve, but he bounced back here in a hurry. He's got himself back in a winning position this first set. Doesn't have quite the touch that Rogers did. He's trying to pull a Federer. He'll probably put that back in the bag. Second thought. Let's try an ace. That's well done.
And Blake.
Boy, 2 good games for Blake. Well, for much of the U.S. Open, we've had our DirecTV Mix channel. You'll be able to follow all the action on multiple courts in an interactive manner. No need now. It's all right here in the big stadium.
And a good week for fanatics. More choices. That's good. And what is? Sit down. Come on. It's into the first set. So far, this match, which was anticipated since the draw was made, living up to its billing here. That's the return I like right there.
It's like you said it. Great players turn it on at the end of the set. Well, what's happening here? He's turning it.
That's right. Looked like he was going to lose it, lost his serve, but look at him here. Good chance to pull this out.
15-all.
Just clips the top of the tape. So when he hits that off backhand here on this court, that's going to open up when he pulls it straight up the line. Gives him some options. That's why Federer's rearing back. I want to win some free points on that serve. Often kicks that ball out wide on the ad court. Surprised James. Spun it towards the center. Good, well-disguised serve by Federer. Looks like we're headed to a breaker.
I mean, you talk about some absolute guys crushing the ball.
Exactly. I mean, these guys are unleashing. This is about as hard as the ball's going to be hit. Off the ground, that's for sure. Credit Blake for handling that volley.
You know, John, I think that's one of the things that rewards people who come to tennis matches. I don't really believe television can convey that kind of thing, like that point where the two crank it up and hit the ball so massively.
Well, we're certainly doing the best we can.
Right.
There's nothing like being here, no doubt about that. You appreciate the nuances, the spins, and also that power that you see. It's hard to believe when you're that close how big their shots are. He's in a very defensive position, yet found a way to get enough on it and place it. Look where Federer's hitting this passing shot. He's off his left foot. Still maintain a nice balance and flick that wrist.
And Blake now in a tie break, down to a mini break, trying to win his first ever set from Federer.
The fourth tiebreak they played. Certainly the weaker of the two sides is that backhand. And he's going to make more errors off that side, particularly when he tries to go for winners. Blake says, well,
Blake's got three challenges.
Mr. Blake is challenging the equal on the service line.
Challenge, yeah. I think he'll find out that the ball caught some line.
Did.
Both lengths. 2-1 Federer.
So Federer now has one challenge. He got one challenge for the tie break, and Blake has two.
One thing you'll see also, Ted, if you're at a match like this, is how well. Look at where Federer hits this ball, that return. I mean, he hits his serve and comes back at his toes a second later. And we talked about having to scramble in a hurry. Blake was lucky to hang in that point as long as he did. incredible return.
Oh, and Blake loses both points on his serve, and now Federer has command of the break. 4-1.
He plays within himself in situations like this. He uses Blake. That ball was struck at 130, that serve, and he just blocked it back. He muscled it back, but it got good depth. Blake should learn not to even attempt to overhit, just to block it. Feel like that. At least he'll hang in there.
3 straight points against serve in this tie break as they'll change ends.
I think both would have excellent records. Obviously, Roger, talent, he's got the better one. James just over 500 for his career. You'd think he would be better by now, especially now he's in the top 10. That one jerks it wide.
How about this? I mean, Blake loses both the out points on his serve, and then Federer does the same.
The crowd's having a hard time rooting against Federer, though. I mean, he's such a class guy, a great guy to watch, that you would expected more energy for Blake, who needs it. What a set-off, Roger. Let's not forget. He's got himself back here. He looked out of it. Good effort before all.
Well, I mean, that's just... Watch Roger Federer play a lot and not see this. And just, he had that tie break. He had it. Now Blake's back in it. Beautifully behind Federer.
Roger got tentative on this ball. He's off the court, but he doesn't do anything with it. So he has to scurry back to the center. There, he was caught off balance. That's where that big forehand comes in handy for Blake, who's got a chance now, a real chance to win this set. The crowd senses that. That. You cannot play a point any better than he just did.
He's so aggressive on the second serve return.
Yep, and then he cut that ball off. Nice angle and pretty good hops up there, because that ball was trickier than it looked. 2 set points for Blake. What a turnaround.
6-5.
Left too early. Federer saw it, spun it out wide, but now Blake's chance to have the set point on his serve.
That change ends. Federer saves 1 set point. 6-all.
As usual, Federer kept his composure. He just stayed enough ahead there that Blake floated that defensive forehand as they switched at 6-all. Now what? Blake thinks, what do I got to do to win a set from this guy? So close.
5 straight points, Blake. One to get up 6-4.
He's mixed it up very nicely there. Just serving, volley coming in. Good depth. And then a net point. Another set point.
So with the second on Federer's serve, that Federer delivered an ace on the first.
Right ace.
On
7-0.
You know,
it looked like a bad hop in baseball.
Well, when you're tight, your feet get heavier, and you don't move quite as well. And you can see it coming, but Blake just couldn't get out there enough. This could be the match for Blake. If he really wants to make a run, doesn't want Federer to get a set under his belt and relax a little bit.
No, and Federer does survive. He saved 3 set points and takes the tiebreak.
This championship moment is brought to you by Mass Mutual Financial Group. In their 32nd career meeting in the quarterfinals of the 2001 U.S. Open, Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi put on their greatest show. Both players left it all out there on the court, with neither giving an inch. How about this? In fact, there was not even one service break in the entire match. But in the end, of 4 grueling tiebreaks, Sampras took Agassi down in what has to be considered one of the greatest matches tennis has ever seen. A passion for tennis, a passion for life. Mass Mutual, the life insurance company, proud to sponsor both.
Well,
It's gotten a whole lot quieter.
turned in here. Yes, it did. Fast. And Federer serving to start the second. Oh, well done by Blake.
15-0.
You can't hit a topspin a lot better than that. Federer made an initial effort, but this is way too good there. Timing that requires you get up under the ball and use enough spin to drop it over a guy like Federer. And there's Lauren Michaels. He's had a pretty good run, hasn't he, at Saturday Night Live?
Well, this is the 32 years, I think, this year will be. Is there a longer running show on TV?
I don't think so. I doubt it.
That's true, 60 minutes. But anyway,
It's close.
It's had a great run.
It's one of the all-time shows. This is one of the all-time players we're watching. You know, the crowd is solidly behind him, but I'll say this again, it's difficult to really root against Federer. I mean, he doesn't give you any ammunition. He's so controlled out there. He's such a beautiful guy to watch. There's Regis Philbin. He's a big tennis fan. John Hess, who's a friend of mine next to him, runs Hess Oil. Okay. His father used to own the Jets.
Yeah.
Regis will not be 75 years. I was at his birthday party a couple weeks ago in LA. 75 years young.
He will not be watching the men's semis on Saturday
Of
afternoon.
course, got to go see Notre Dame. Never hear the end of it. Hey, Joy told me, stop eating those brownies, okay? Come on, that's the second dessert. What a difference it would have made had Blake won this set. People would have believed.
I was just thinking that same thing, John. This service game could be so hard for him. He has to hold early in the set, and he's going to do it himself. The crowd's not roaring right now as they're doing the time.
The J-Block's even quiet. Still a big crowd here. I want to see a competitive match. It was a good set of tennis.
Their Lexus match update.
That's not going to get it done. Just think of what Blake did. He lost his serve at 4-all, broke back. Okay? So he gets it back to a tiebreaker. Worked that hard. Then he gets down 4-1, gets 5 straight points, 6-4. He said, okay, loses that, gets another set point. Can't win the set. Still, 5th match. 11 sets to 0 for Federer. And this is, you're right here. This game, this is big. This is big. Federer has that way of silencing crowds. And based on his Wimbledon success, he likes quiet crowds. Respectfulness.
Remember that it hasn't been that way here, but at Wimbledon.
This is not looking good at the moment.
The defense of Federer.
Yeah, it's just throw up the lob. Absolutely perfect play. And Blake, this, okay, you know, maybe he won't put away the over. But that's the ball you can't miss right there. Cross big. He was up 30 love, dropped 3 in a row. This is going to at least get the crowd back to a match, make you believe.
And Roger really came in with some conviction here. And he wanted it right there.
No doubt that he's looking to step it up here. I mean, look at Federer. He did not play the best set of his career by any means. And he played well, but that's not a vintage Federer. And he still won it. He's looking to get on track. Teddy is thinking, we need that luck now. Well, it's time for some luck. She's right.
Well, you said champions turn it on late in the set. Boy, Federer waited to the very end of that first set. And this is what we've seen him do so often. When he gets you, he just crushes you.
But then they're not settled. They're not happy, or they're not going to settle for that one thing and let up. They
get you down, he crushes you.
Keep knocking you till you're on the ground. And this really hurts Blake now. It's setting it right now.
Remember, he's had at Wimbledon, where Federer has won 28 straight matches over 4 Wimbledons. He has never even seen the 5th set. Never been pushed to a 5th set.
That's a great shot, but Blake doesn't want to have to keep hitting shots that tough to win games and get back in this. But it's a start. A full run there finds an opening. Blake also knows he is never. I mean, how ironic would it be if somehow, some way, he could take it to a 5th and win it? He's never won a 5-set match. Let's win a set first. If you're a Blake fan, close your eyes.
Well, the two hardcore matches they played in the spring, back-to-back. Good first sets. But the common denominator, Federer won them all. Oh, that's just nasty.
Well, you know that he can slice it deep, and he just carves it. It's just it's a beautiful thing to watch, unless you're Blake.
We saw a player last night, Maria Sharapova, who was being told when to eat a banana, when to drink her magic juice, and all those things. Roger Federer's here without a coach. And he works with Tony Roach at the majors. They spend time between in Dubai, but not Tony Roach, who had been at the previous 3 this year. Federer is not even here. I mean, in today's world, that's incredible, isn't it, John?
It's certainly unusual, but you're starting to see more players, because of Roger's success, not travel all the time with coaches. Now Bandy's going to do it.
So you think that's going to start a trend?
Well, I wouldn't say this would be all the guys, but it gives something to Tommy Robredo traveled without a coach. He's in the top 10, so that's 3 guys right there. Federer's like, do you want to come? It's up to you.
Well, he's out quickly. 3-love in the second. Our final night, prime time at the Open on USA. Of course, they'll be under the lights again Saturday night for the ladies' final. James Blake, 15-20 minutes ago, standing out and thinking, okay, I've got my chance, the breakthrough night.
There's a mishit there. Now he's in real trouble. And I, along with a lot of others, picked Federer. But I thought, if Blake, obviously if he could have won that first set, that this really could have been an exciting match. But, his energy levels dropped, and now it's a chance to be a runaway here.
Federer's won 18 of the last 24 points.
You can see why guys pick him, and why he's won 8 majors already at 25. He's starting to find the flow now, and the mishits are going in. It's just all working. I mean, he did look tight in that first set tiebreak. He went from 4-1 up to 6-4 down. But, you can't let a guy this good off the hook. Underrated his defense.
Yes.
Look how well he handled the ball there and sliced it, just caught. He's just inside both lines, that shot. But he doesn't go for a winner here. He just slices it up the line. Blake's the one off balance, skidding into a ball. That's not a good idea on hard courts. He's done a couple more break points. And you say goodbye to this set.
What a turnaround. 4-love to Federer, 2 breaks. As we'll look at our Journey Diamond Jewelry Tournament summary, those are tomorrow's women's semis. Maresmo Sharapova will rematch of their Wimbledon semi. The 2 Russians in the men's semifinal here at the Open. And this is the final spot to be filled. Winner here plays Nikolai Davydenko. Andy Roddick plays Mikhail Yuzny, who won again today in doubles.
He won that. I thought he lost. He won.
Did he?
I think he lost.
Okay, my bad. I saw a score incorrectly there. All right, so forget that.
Yeah, let him think about it. Come on, he's beating Nadal.
It's 3 sets.
It's 3 sets. Friedel usually lost the game pace. Yeah, it sure did. It was a great idea. Blake won the first set. Can we change that 7? Make this a match? He's like a guy who's stunned and hits a box of, it's not like a knockdown. He just looks like he's suddenly took the body blow and he just can't move all of a sudden. Just no idea what to do. No energy right now for Blake. I mean, this is painfully easy for Federer. He's
Federer closing in on a 2-set lead. Well, it's
getting later early.
Yes, exactly. Well, I feel like I've used the phrase all the time. Arlen Kantarian, who's Alan Gold, one of his lieutenants with him there. They've done such a marvelous job again with this entire event this weekend in New York.
Well, he's made it an event, not just a tennis tournament. Credit him. Let's look at this crowd. Big, huge sellout crowd here. Yeah, not again.
Now that's out. Well, Blake got there.
And you missed the first return. He hit a beautiful return, And now it looks like this will be 6-0. He surprises Blake because he hits the dress, but he keeps moving in. So you think he's hitting an approach shot. Trickery by Federer. 2 points from the 2 sets of lead. That first set took, what, about an hour?
Yeah, it's 54 minutes, and this is 20.
I thought it was even worse.
I mean, there was a physical element involved as well, but this is what he did to Andre last year in the finals after that gripping third set tie.
Yeah, well, there was 3 great sets. Right. This is 1, and now it's becoming a runaway.
There's something about Federer. He rips your heart out. And he looked like he ripped Blake's heart out in that tiebreak.
It should take more than 1 set to rip his heart out. So let's hope he can regroup here in the third and make it competitive. I mean, this, you can see by the way he was playing the first set, it could have been a close match.
And John, that's what makes Nadal special, because he's the only guy so far that hasn't had that happen to him.
Remember Nadal with the French, he got blown out 6-1 in 20 minutes.
Right.
And he came back and went for it. Admittedly, it's a different surface.
He was down 2 sets at Wimbledon, Nadal. He kept fighting, and got a set off Federer.
Jennifer Blake is challenging the outcall on the center service line.
This is a truly desperate challenge.
Both ends. Second service. Again, second set.
You could tell it was desperate because the crowd didn't even get into it. And Blake's got to find a lift fast. Kind of for the slam. Jewelry, diamond jewelry with every step. Love grows.
Showed some incredible resilience, guts, and heart to pull that match out because Haas was playing some great tennis. Both players should be congratulated for their effort, and if he's watching right now, he's saying to Blake, please, I mean, can you keep this guy out here a little bit longer? I mean, I fought my heart out for 3 hours, 45 minutes. I only get 1 day off. I got to play this guy probably first match because they'll put Andy on second. Ball clips the line. Make this guy at least break a sweat. You don't get the feeling Roger loses a whole lot of matches when he's up 2 sets. first set, it looked to me like Blake thought he could win this match. The second set, he doesn't, and into this so far, he doesn't look like he believes he has a chance now. And he's going to have to win this in 5, and he's never won a 5-set match.
And I get it. I will fully acknowledge how easy it is to say this from up here, but if James Blake were to watch the tape of his last match, and he saw how Tomas Berdych acted in the 3rd set, and how it doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't.
That's why you would say so. James would take from that like, I can't do that. As difficult as this task is, right?
It's absolutely. It is incredibly difficult. But you got to find a way. Try to get this crowd back into it. And he lost it early in the 2nd set, and Federer sensed that he had lost it and just took advantage. You can't give that off to a guy like Federer even for a moment.
Exactly.
Put up some fight
on James, and that's what New Yorkers want to see. I've shown it time and time again that the crowd here, they'll stay with Blake all night long if they feel like he is.
Where's the J ball? I don't hear it. Not that they'd have a whole lot to cheer about the last 20 minutes. It goes without saying. Only about to win the game here. Blake can take comfort in one thing, and that is that this is not the first guy that Federer's done this to. But we played Hewitt in the final. He bageled him 2 out of the 3 sets. And then he gets back on the scoreboard.
All right, well, let's start. And the crowd's picking up on that, which is just what James wants. 3-time Emmy Award winner Tony Shalhoub. That's right, 3-time Emmy Award winner. And Tony Shalhoub stars in Monk. You see it Friday nights at 9 on USA.
Blake had to stop during the point if he's going to make the challenge. Once he hit the next ball, that was it.
Federer is 8 days. Roger, one of the things he's done this year is to adopt the position. He's the ambassador for UNICEF. Roger's become very involved in causes in South Africa, which is the native country of his mother. And right now for sale is a Federer bear, which is just basically a mini take-home bear, a Beanie Baby bear, let's say. And it's available for purchase this holiday season to help benefit. It's a global partnership between UNICEF and the ATP. If you go to the ATP's website, which is atptennis.com/charity, you'll find out how you can buy the Federer bear and help support UNICEF.
Good for him. What's that go for? Do you know?
I don't know. I saw it tonight. It's nice little holiday treat for young tennis fans in your home.
Look at this. Blake finding his game perhaps before it's too late. He's run off 3 straight points here at break point. This is only his second of the match.
Yes.
And Federer doesn't blast. He just goes 114, but right down the middle.
He's gotten it up to 132. But he mixes it up well. Nice variety with Federer. A lot of positive energy out there from Blake. It's hard for him to have it, I suppose, when you look at the score.
And Federer quickly saves the break point and in the game. A night for James Blake to have the biggest win of his life. Under the lights in New York, 23,000, and the greatest player on earth on the other side of the net. And James Blake gave it everything in the first set. Broke Federer when Federer was serving for the first set. Then at 3 set points in the tiebreak, only to see Federer prevail 9-7, and then it has been a steamroll since.
And Federer got that first set. He relaxed a little bit. And that's not good news for his opponents. Good speed from that young girl in the crowd. Held the drink, didn't spill it, caught it. Good balance. It's nice footwork.
You didn't say that about the streak of Wimbledon this year. You didn't talk about his footwork.
We should have talked about it. There wasn't much to talk about otherwise. Not looking like the #1 American at the moment is Blake. Andy Roddick, who lost here first round last year and now in the semis, is the guy playing the far superior brand of tennis at this particular event. Blake now down break point again. Of course, Roddick didn't have to play Federer yet, so it's starting to look like that's a real possibility. They both are going to go in as the favorites. Presuming Roger wins one of these next 3 sets in their semifinal match against their Russian opponents. Good hold from him. He needed that big time.
John, do I make too much of this body language thing? I look at James, and we saw it this summer when he lost at Wimbledon to Max Mirny. The first set tonight, he's out there with communicating to everybody here, hey, pull with me because I think I can do this. His people, you can see they're trying their best to get that back from him. For him.
I must say I agree with you. Given what he's got to gain, given where he is right now in Arthur Ashe Stadium, this opportunity, you want to let it all hang out.
And James Blake is a guy you can't help but root for him. And he's got everybody here. No offense to Federer, he's got everybody here wanting to root for him.
But Federer has has a way of silencing crowds because it's hard to root against him. He doesn't yell at the umpire. He doesn't get upset in himself very often. He's got a purpose and a strut that people respect. He's a great shot maker.
And again, as we said about Leighton last night, Federer's used to this. He's played Agassi here the last 2 years. Quarters 2 years ago in the finals last year.
I think he prefers it. He rise to the occasion.
So we're on serve with Federer up 2 sets. Now Roger Federer in search of his 3rd straight U.S. Open championship. It will be his 9th major title. Wimbledon this year, he passed halfway on his chase of Sampras. He and James played a night match here 3 years ago in the 3rd round. Roger had just won his first Wimbledon, and James had not reached the heights he has now, so match didn't yet have the build-up that this one has.
So when he beat Andy Roddick at 7-6 in the 3rd in Indy, and people really started talking about him as the highest ranked American. That's in. Perfect. He seems to have felt the strain and the pressure of that. And we had the higher expectations, and he just hasn't played as well. I thought maybe after we watched yesterday with Berdych, that perhaps he could really rise to the occasion here.
We're trying to get some rankings information. Hopefully we will tonight. We're trying to find out what the situation for both Blake and Roddick will be.
I think there's a strong chance that Roddick will be ahead of Blake.
He's obviously going to gain a ton of points.
This is it. You have to think this is it at love 40. It's like the pressure has gotten to him.
James Blake, who had a fierce battle. In fact, Blake had 3 set points in the first set tiebreak against Federer, but Roger Federer, as champions, found a way. And if you just joined us from halftime of the NFL opener, it was a great first set. All Federer in the second, and Blake now fighting to stay alive here in the 3rd. J-Block still behind him.
That's well done. 3 saved. Back to deuce now. Keep the focus. You can't let up at all against this guy. And he kept Federer off balance for the most part. A good portion of that first set. Should give him a huge lift if he can win this game.
Yes.
I mean, he should run around the court like he just won the set. Save 3 break points. This game not over yet.
It's Federer.
Just a little shake of the racket. That's all you get from Federer.
It's incredible how quickly he gets himself back in position. And this is deflating him. Two signs that he's human. He's toweled off. That's one. He just missed an easy volley, too.
Right. There you go.
There's still hope for Blake. He doesn't often venture into net. Didn't look too good. Nice hold. Huge hold for him.
That fight is what everybody here wanted to see from James Blake in the third set. Now you hope James Blake responds to it.
Yeah, pump the fist. Give him a Connor's move.
Just thinking that very thing. He needs the lift that Andy's getting from his new coach. Well, James won't have to worry about the number one mantle. We now understand with Roddick's win last night, he's going to move past Blake. In next week's rankings, Andy's going to be 6.
Win or lose.
And that, I assume, if he were to win, he could even go higher.
But this match is not over yet, Ted.
That's right.
If it was to turn out that Federer wins, Blake will drop a spot. 7-8.
Blake had quarterfinals here last year, so his performance leveled. Roddick, of course, first round out, so he's going to gain a ton of points.
It's not over till it's over, but you feel like it's over. There's only one guy that can change that. Blake. He's got to pick it up.
Federer leads 4 games to 3.
I think we're almost close to a wave. Yeah,
the wave is here.
I thought so.
The wave is here.
Just feel it.
The wave.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Players are ready.
And again, now this is where
Coria Gaudio moment we need. Gaudio was so far down against Coria, the finals of the French. The wave saved him. Maybe it could save Blake. There's a little smile. Trying to help James out here.
I was just going to say, John, that's what if anything's going to come for Blake out of this, it's right there. Relax.
Yes.
And you got to understand the incredible energy he's felt in here. He knows for
feel better about it, even if you're, okay, this guy's one of the all-time greats. You're not going to be ashamed of if you lose. But he just has to, again, Federer has this way, he quiets the crowd down so quickly. He just took the crowd right out of it. They're trying to help Blake, but he's down left 30 again. If Federer wins this game, he's going to serve for the match.
There's another moment, folks. That's about number 6 tonight. Are you kidding?
Did I tell you that I was going to wipe that smile off your face? Look at this.
And that's another thing that you have to really see in person to appreciate the incredible angles.
That's that.
And here we go. You know, John Federer made a comment. There's a wonderful article in the New York Times just before the Open started. And Federer said something I found fascinating, that this year during Wimbledon, he actually went and sat in the stands to watch a match on center court for the first time ever. In the stands. He watched Stanislav Wawrinka, who's a Swiss friend of his, play a match. And Federer said he couldn't believe the speed at which the ball was being hit. He said when you're sitting in the stands and you watch it, it's astonishing. He said when you're on the court, you're just focusing on the ball. You don't really get the speed.
Some of the crowd trying to make that early exit, beat the traffic.
Just a human moment there, double fault. So Andy Roddick had it, I think, surprisingly easy last night against Leighton Hewitt, and Federer trying for the same. And that would put them one match away from a showdown they've not had here, the finals of the Open.
Yeah, most players would agree that Federer hadn't played his best, but they're going to be a little bit more nervous right about now, watching him today. Hurrah for Blake here. Well, he broke in the first set, serving for it, lost his serve. And there's a chance for Blake to do the same thing here. Get back on track, save himself. Yep.
Ryan Blake.
Boy, are they loving this now? Blake still lives. Hundreds of people have worked over our 100+ hours of coverage, 11 days. And a big thank you also to all of our colleagues, our technicians from CBS who work with us during this coverage as well and do a great job bringing you basically 11 days of wall-to-wall coverage.
Blake still out there. What a forehand to break. He's played well 2 out of the 3 sets. A long exchange there. This crowd wants to see more tennis, obviously.
Or is this just a little tease?
How about Blake in 5? In his first
that'd be the all-time
5-set match.
Telling you right now, if that happens tonight, I will stand on my head. Oh.
Federer has lost his edge, at least temporarily.
is what the J block's fine, but the rest of Arthur Ashe Stadium wants to see. Because Birdie. At 10:25 at night in New York, people are just warming up.
Exactly.
They want to see not just a little more tennis, a lot more.
Shot. So a two-handed backhand return on a lefty. That's probably what Sharapova played. I guess he does that pretty often. It's a pretty good shot.
Very good.
Put something on it.
Now, when you're playing, did you like hearing that from your opponent? Did you hit a winner and you're saying you're good or too good or that's great? Did you like hearing that?
I heard worse things. That's all I heard. I would have been happy, yeah.
Well, that was good. That hard game was good for Federer. 3 spots in the men's semis are settled. 2 Russians, Yuzhny and Davydenko. American former champ here in Roddick, and now the last spot. James Blake just has learned firsthand, and he's seen it a few other times, obviously, what it's like to play someone at Federer's level. When you get the crowd roaring with a break of serve, it's back, you hold, then to your level, and the Federer just calmly comes back and serves a love game.
True, but he's still on serve.
Right.
And he's still got a chance to pull this third set out. Don't expect Federer to play 3 bad games in a row. He's going to regroup like he did at that 5-all game. And that's what James needs to do. Keep that intensity as higher than it's been this whole match. That's wide. Looks like this third set will conclude in a tiebreak. It's like you hit a big serve, you better expect it to become right back at your feet.
I mean, how much longer before you start talking about Federer's return at the top or near the top?
Not much. I think it's already there. Federer uses that play often, trying to slice it to his opponent's backhand. That's the answer. Take it early before your opponent has a chance to set himself. There it is.
And Blake.
But even there, Blake served a cannon down the middle. Federer got it back.
Incredibly good. That's how. And he needed to hit it that long to get it by Roger.
3 times remaining. And Mr. Blake has 3 chances.
2 sets out of 3 go to a tiebreak, and credit to Blake for fighting back from his lull to play this 3rd set competitively.
He's played 2 good sets out of 3. He's still in this.
1-0.
Don't turn back to that football game just yet. Sit down, Ted. Make yourself comfortable.
Well,
not yet, right?
Exactly. Blake could not win the 7th point in the 1st set tiebreak.
Blake's going to challenge that. It was close. Could have been long. It's worth a look.
They've got 3 each.
Ladies and
player,
gentlemen,
3
Mr. Blake
challenges.
is challenging the in call on the service line.
But nothing else, just like a mini timeout.
Lost the point anyway. It does barely catch, but it's in.
The call stands. 3-1. Blake.
Two big serves from Federer.
Blake.
You know what I love about this system as well, John, watching it in action here too, is that unlike even in football where sometimes a replay produces a result and there's still controversy about it, as you said here, it's over.
Right. And it doesn't take too long. This throws in the double.
To 3-all, just like the 1st set. Federer is up 4-1 in the breaker. Blake won 5 straight points, had 3 set points. Could not close it. The ladies' semis, Yankovic and Anna Nardan, that'll start not before 1:30 Eastern time. And CBS will have your weekend coverage. The semis and the finals. Although, of course, we'll have here on USA the women's doubles final for you on Sunday.
It's not before 12:30, not before 1:30. I'll double check that as we move along in this tiebreaker.
1:30. I'm finally right on one thing tonight.
Yeah, just clear that up.
It's 1:30 Eastern time. Oh, Federer's forehand out. Well, Blake now will get the set on his serve.
Crowd sounded like it threw Federer because they thought the return was going out and he didn't. Bad miss hit from Roger. Blake in 5, starting to look better there.
Blake.
It was 6-4 Blake in the 1st set on, however, Federer served. No, so good again.
6-5.
And Federer now will serve on the 2nd set point. It's frustrating to play against, but so really awesome to watch greatness. And Federer is just right now. The comparison has started to be drawn with Tiger, and I guess it's the sports are different.
I think it's fair. The dominance, it's incredible. It's so cool out there.
That's the big difference, is that there is nobody trying to stop Tiger's 7-iron from being hit right.
That'll bring a smile to his face. The 3 set points the first set, but this time the crowd is hoping for a better result.
This is agonizing. Blake has had 2 set points on his serve.
Look long. He's going to challenge it. He stopped playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Federer is challenging the out call on the baseline.
Well, that's what you must do. If you challenge
it, I think he's going to get another set point here.
You must stop right away and challenge.
It's at the other end, but we'll find out any second, and it was out.
Oh, wow. Clearly out. So Blake will now have a set point on Federer's serve.
Number 4 in this set. Crowd is ready to explode here. It's right there. Right on the racket. Said, please, just hit a winner.
Seven set points for Blake now in the 2 tie breaks. Rally, and you only get so many chances to beat the best, and now it's match point.
You don't usually associate Federer and defense, but you can't do it any better than he just did. Well, he deserves this match point. Talking.
And it's just Blake hitting all out and Federer defending.
And Blake is taking the offensive. You can hear him grunting, and he's digging down now. And he's making this a real special 3rd set tiebreaker. This could have been over easily 20 minutes ago. And this is quite exciting here as we end this third set. Got that hop now. Miss it from Federer. Blake just jumped on it.
And you keep thinking, how many chances can you get against Federer? And Blake has yet another. The 5th set point for him. Checking that Federer's all right. The champ gets up. Blake to the bathroom. and we're right behind him.
Fourth set. Absolutely crushed this return. He came right in, put the pressure on Roger. He lost his footing. Must have been a little sweat on that court. And Blake wins his first set in 5 matches against Roger Federer.
But that's just something there, John, for everything we talked about during the second and early third. Federer appears to be fine after that. That Blake came back. He went away and somehow he came back and he fought his way back in it.
Good for him. Blake in 5.
Jay Block loves it. See if Johnny Mack is right. Stay with us. Now the huge crowd tonight is getting a little bit of what they wanted. More tennis. They got a longer third set, a terrific ending, 11-9 tiebreak to Blake. And now a 4th set. As here once again Federer's slip.
His right ankle went down. He hit his knee pretty hard. He appears to be okay. Blake is really showing a lot of class on that court, making sure he's okay.
I'm not sure that I can remember seeing Federer slip or fall. I mean, he's always.
It was weird because it looked his ankle was turned as he was moving sideways. I don't know what happened, but
his movement is just always so exquisite. Never seems to ever be off balance.
You have seen him go to the towel, so he does sweat. And he served for this match. He's going to challenge this. He served for the match and lost serve. Blake is still hanging around. Ball was in. Federer loses the challenge. A little flustered, perhaps. Not happy he's still out in this court. Blake, you can see there's just so much more energy right now. You know, he's in the middle of that third set. He just tossed down that one at 130. He's got some momentum for the first time in this match.
So he just decided that nobody, and I mean nobody, beats me 13 straight sets, right?
That's right. He owes Vidas Carlisle's line.
Our dear friend. And Blake starts with a hold here in the 4th.
He beat Connors at the Masters 1 year. Went into the press conference, said, "How do you feel?" He said, "Just remember this, no one beats Vidas Carlisle 17 times in a row."
You can't help but laugh even 25 years later. Yeah. Anything that gives us a chance to remember Vidas is a good thing. Let's take a look at our Lexus match update. Federer almost 2-1 winners.
Blake had that short second set, which contributed to those error totals, but he's found his game now, that's for sure. Federer is definitely thinking about that, either one of two things: losing serve when he served for the match, or chances he had in the tiebreak. Chance for Blake to get out ahead here. That's wide. A little unglued for Roger. You don't see him miss a shot like this very often, that's for sure. That's why he got a little tentative there. Blake just crushes that forehand. Look at this, love 43 break points. He played that safer because he had just missed the previous one, and Blake made him pay. What a chance for him. Federer was up. We talked about this 2 sets and 5-2 to Hewitt down in Davis Cup, I think 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago, and lost that match.
0-3.
So that's happened to him before.
The last match that Roger Federer lost here was in the round of 16 in 03. Lost to David Nalbandian. That was the rain-plagued second week.
Got a little trouble there. Big serves and forehands.
Federer's won 18 straight matches here. 28 straight at Wimbledon.
Or 7 balls as well as you can possibly strike him. He still lost the point. And again, we got to credit Federer for that defense.
And you know, John, we talk about Wimbledon and the Open. What we don't talk enough for Federer, I think, is the last 2 years he's made the semis and the finals in Paris. And you can't do that right without being able to play defense.
He's gone some astounding amount of months, except for he lost early in Cincy, of getting to the finals of events. He lost in the French. Let's see, in the semis. That was last year.
That was 05, right?
Was that the last? That may have been the last time. I need to check, but he doesn't lose early often. He's usually in the finals. This is the semis of the Australian to Safin, semis of Nadal, but we'll check it. In other words, he's usually at the end of the events. 18 straight finals or some crazy number. Part of this for Blake is to maintain his run.
a surge to come back and take the third.
He just had a love 40, and momentum he would have gained. Federer suddenly jumps out, comes right back at you. That often happens when you're so close to breaking. Your opponent feels like he's been let off the hook. He relaxes, and he's got a break point now. That is just too good. And Federer breaks first in fourth.
Last night, prime time at the Open here on USA. James Blake rallying to steal a third and pushing Roger Federer into a fourth set.
Still have to face up to the fact that he is Ted never, we've talked to this, won a 5-set match. Blake 0-9 in his career. To break that string to beat Federer, boy, that would be a front page story.
He'd do anything to get that shot, wouldn't he?
He sure would.
That shot tonight. Being great is that you don't have to go the limit a lot. Federer's only played 19 5-set matches for a guy that's been around as long as he has, playing late into majors all the time. That's not a lot.
It's surprising, and a losing record, 9-10. You can extend him. You've got a shot.
Federer, all of last year, only 3 5-setters, only 2 this year.
That was a Nadal-like point. He looked out of the point the first shot, and it's squash shot. He does play squash. Played it as a kid, and he's used that shot fairly often out there. Saved him at that point. That's the game.
3-1.
So Blake needs a rally. Well, that's what we're talking about, if we obviously get there.
Yeah, it's tough to get Federer, obviously, to the 5th. He's so good. If you do, you got a good shot. Blake is, that's sort of ignominious. Going to have to be part of your career. You have to change that.
And this year, James's year has been terrific, other than the majors where 5 sets have bitten him. Lost to Monfils in 5 sets. Third round of the French. Monfils, or rather Mirny, 5 sets in the third round of Wimbledon. And a 5-set loss to Gonzalez in Davis Cup.
Totally mistimed that shot. Crowd gets the. You still have that. You keep the ball, right?
Yes.
Blake's other slam. He lost straight sets to Tommy Robredo. Surprising Federer. He's looking for some insurance now. As great as he is, he had the first set in the bag, lost it, served for the match, lost that, so he wants to get some double break here. Make sure Doesn't extend this 4-set.
Federer just that's exactly what he wanted to do. Run around that thing.
That's exactly where he wanted to hit it.
Unbelievable.
It's probably the biggest shot in the game, the best. Oh, it's very close. Caught the outside. It looked like at the line.
And it's moment 8 tonight.
It looked like that. Yeah, rather close.
Well, that's so too.
I don't know if you can. I don't think you can challenge it. I'm not sure if you hit the return.
I believe you can if you do it right away. Because once the point starts,
right,
you have to stop play.
Blake hesitated, wasn't sure it was going to drop in. That's why he had such a poor volley.
Well, it's 11 o'clock Eastern time. James Blake got some bonus time by pulling out the 3rd set, but now in big trouble.
He just didn't know where he was on the court there. He didn't realize that ball's going to drop in. This is Rogers' chance for a double break. Used that play often against many opponents, slicing that return. He got a break early in the match, but this time Blake was not surprised. Well done. Nice touch there from James Blake back to deuce. This is Federer's 17th break point in the match. Ooh.
Federer now feels like he has things in control. Well, Roger Federer has done his best much of this night to diminish the impact of that big crowd you're seeing. They're trying to rally. They got behind Blake at the end of the 1st set, end of the 3rd. But Federer just been too solid. 2 breaks the better now in the 4th.
Blake had that love 40.
Yes.
And one love, that was it. Lost that. No more wind in the sails.
And John, it's just it's almost a cliche, but it's so true, is that you're not going to get a lot of chances to beat a champion. We got more than I thought in the tie breaks.
James is a shot maker. He's got the speed. And he's come a long way, but you can still see that gap at the top of the game. That better not have gone in. Blake's got one of the biggest forehands in our sport. And he had to hit 3 or 4 to win this point. Been on the court 2.5 hours. It's been pretty entertaining. One set was terribly one-sided. Excellent points out there. That's where that luck comes into play. He needs to bounce over for him. It's 2 breaks down now. Hard to believe he could come back from this.
Federer, he did have one match point in the third set breaker, now 1 game away. First time he's played in his 5 matches, partly due to schedule problems because of the weather. It's the first time he's played a night match in Ash.
That's an incredible return. Skip right off the line. Well, he got that night match, or he played late in the day at Armstrong.
Right. He had a 7:30 match.
And the next 2 matches are during the day, so he'll be okay. So you see a guy now that plays such great defense, and then he can turn it to offense in a heartbeat.
Isn't that what we say about Nadal, too?
Yes, we do. But Federer is more comfortable, moves better on this surface. He can flatten out his balls more easily.
Do you think, John, does Federer lose anything you notice between Wimbledon and here? I mean, I'm talking about just the different surface.
Well, there's other players that aren't as comfortable on grass, like a Blake.
Okay, so that's his edge.
Yeah, that's his edge. He seems to move as well on both surfaces. He seems
he's got a bigger field to compete with here, in other words.
Yeah, there's more guys that could give him problems here than there. And you could see him, Sampras at 7, it seemed unthinkable that someone could get close, but he's 4 in a row now. And you could see him doing that.
Tiger Woods, they're both 6 majors away in their respective sports from the all-time kings. Pete Sampras in tennis and Jack Nicklaus in golf. All right, so Blake holds. Well, let's see. Hold on. Federer, I think Federer's going to challenge.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Federer
He's decided to challenge. He figures he's up 2 breaks anyway. Or is he going to challenge? They're both sitting down, so.
No, he did challenge, though.
I don't think he doesn't believe in it a whole lot.
All right. So Federer will serve for the match when we come back. Roger Federer trying to finally close out James Blake. He had a chance to serve for it in the 3rd set, then had a match point in the breaker. Has had to play an extra probably half an hour, 40 minutes of tennis. To the credit of Blake. And now Federer for the finish.
Two-handed backhand in the match for Blake there. He's hit a lefty forehand, a couple two-handed backhands. Just do anything to hang around with the error. That's well done. Seems slipped again.
Second, yeah. Opposite end of the court.
15-30.
If slips or sticks.
Well, he didn't want to sprain his ankle, so he just went with, all right, lost this one. Chink in the armor for Federer here. was ahead the last game, couldn't win it. He served for the first set. That return at 103.
The serve 105. The return 103.
He could serve this out in the third. He's about to get broken here, it appears. Yep. Still there.
That, you know what? That smile tells you a lot about Blake. That little smile.
Absolutely crushed these two forehand returns. Let's get one of the two breaks back.
John, the thing we wondered about again with Blake when he went away so meekly at Wimbledon, and you're worried about it in the second set tonight, now he seems to have answered it.
He sure has. He's coming back strong on a couple different occasions. At the end of the second set, about quite a while ago, looked like there'd be plenty of fill time. We've gone past our allotted time once again with 12 hours and counting. Like still popping it short of that 131. This would be a nice changeover. If he could hold here, Federer, the crowd's going to be energized. Gives Roger something to think about.
When James gets in these little runs and he's so physical, that's when you feel the crowd going along for the ride and roaring with him.
You also feel like there's no way he can miss.
Right.
He feels that.
So they're pulling for late night tennis. Can Blake give him their wish? Now these fans got a fourth set. They want more. They want a fifth. Blake is at 6 winners in his last 2 games.
3-game run. He's still there. Boy, he almost trapped that down.
You couldn't see him.
He was moving fast.
So he's back by the wall.
Look at this. There's one. Gets that. Oh, some effort. This is why you get that insurance break. It's tough enough to beat the average pro, from the break down, but to get 2 breaks back against the #1 player in the world, almost impossible. Called out.
Yep.
Will be challenged.
Blake is challenging the out call on the left baseline.
Federer's out of challenges again in the set. Blake has 2 for the moment.
And it's in.
And still has 2.
Hold on.
007 hasn't been quite as smooth.
Well, they got a new one. So he's a little unsure of himself.
Thank you.
A few more moments of vulnerability than we're used to seeing.
Oh, that looks like he calmed down a bit.
Yeah. Well, the return,
That was an unbelievable return.
That's what he's saying. Federer just handled like it was no big deal. And with all those little moments of vulnerability, here we are again at match point for Federer.
He missed it.
Yes. He started walking into the net. He knew he had Blake.
Just didn't drop in. Another fantastic defensive point from Federer.
When he has to, John, the movement is astounding, isn't it?
He's like a panther out there. Wonderful. He's officially choking.
Now that's the first time I've ever heard you say that.
You mentioned the match point in the third set. He was up 2 breaks here. He could have won the 5-1 game, got broken. Now he's blown a couple of match points. He's tight. He's human, Federer.
And this wonderful late night atmosphere in New York that the players don't see anywhere other than Davis Cup.
Here's a break point now. Who would have thought? Not me. 3 forehands he's missed. His best shot. Twice at match point.
Quiet, please.
Point to his head. Use your head here. Don't go for a winner here. That's too big a shot.